right, let's check out this example. For students who first enrolled in two-year public institutions in a recent semester, the proportion who earned a bachelor's degree within 6 years was 0.394. The president of a certain college believes that the proportion of students who enroll in her institution have a lower completion rates. Determine the null and alternative hypotheses. So first of all, we are talking about a population proportion. So regardless of what we would get from a sample as evidence for or against, you have to state your hypotheses first anyway. So both of these are about the population proportion P. In the null hypothesis, it is always an equals. In the alternative hypothesis, it could either be a not equal, a less than, or a greater than. No equal sign at all. That includes with the inequalities no or equal tos. In this case, she suspects students at her institution have a lower completion rate, lower than that in the population, and then we are comparing against the same number in both of these hypotheses. So, again, this gets stated in advance, number one, and number two, when you have gathered your evidence from a simple random sample, then you're not talking about the proportion found within that sample. A type 1 error. Okay, that would be when the completion rate at her institution is in fact the same as the population completion rates. And a type 1 error, it's not that any work is being done incorrectly, but that the evidence from the simple random sample is pointing towards believing the alternative hypothesis, that in fact it is 0.394. But if the null hypothesis is true, regardless of the evidence, then money is going to be spent trying to improve the completion rate there. So type 1 error. So again, what we have in C here, it really is the same as for the population proportion, 0.394, but the evidence led her to believe that it was less than 0.394. A type 2 error. So essentially we have the reverse here. The null hypothesis is false. This institution really is different. The completion rate at her institution really is less than 0.394, but she fails to reject the null hypothesis, and so doesn't make the necessary changes. Looks like choice B.